good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Yes, indeed. And it's always wonderful to be here with you on Talking Points. Yeah. Start of a brand new week. Well, it started a lot of hours ago. This is just the first working night of the month of March. Yeah, we're already in the month of March. We're already into the third month of 2026, you know. And some of us haven't gotten over the hearing loss from the fireworks on Old Year's night, yeah, into New Year's morning. Some of us ain't get over that yet. And already we're into the third month of 2026. This one's a scorcher. It's going quickly. So remember, pay attention, because you know after 6 or 7, they say 6, 7, that them children does. But I ain't believe that certain people making it to 7, where they go do what they had to do in 6. So you have to be ready as though they're going to call it tomorrow, eh? Saying a special good night to all of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you who are joining us via We Noise Radio. Those of you on the Twitch, yeah, those of you joining us via Twitch. Those of you on the YouTube, and of course those of you on the Facebook. Always tell the folks who listen on Facebook, if you don't want people to know that you're watching, because you know it has some people that are afraid. You can go to the YouTube. Yeah, you could subscribe, so anytime we come on, you're going to hear the message, yeah? Yeah, message will come to your phone and tell you every time we go live. Nice? I'm just opening my Today folder. Yes, folks, so let me let you all know early. Tomorrow morning, there'll be a press conference by the new National Party, and that will be starting from 10 a.m. at NNP headquarters. And on the panel will be Mr. Adrian Joseph, the candidate for St. George Northwest, Senator the Honorable Norland Cox, the deputy leader of the party, also the candidate for Carriacou Petit Martinique, and the Honorable Emlyn Pear, leader of His Majesty's opposition and political leader of the new National Party, member of Parliament for St. Andrew South East. So that will be the team that will be speaking tomorrow, and they're starting from 10 a.m., yeah? And the press conference is being held under the theme, The True Cost of Mismanagement. And the team will be addressing systemic failures currently impacting jobs, incomes, and confidence of all Grenadians. Also, the overall state of national governance. So that will be from 10 a.m. tomorrow. The Honorable Emlyn Pear will be leading her team, Senator the Honorable Norland Cox and Mr. Adrian Joseph, out there at the NNP headquarters. And of course, it will be broadcast right here on Talking Points, yes. The new National Party YouTube page. And all party-related Facebook pages, yeah. So you can check out Talking Points for 10 a.m. tomorrow, where that press conference will be taking place. Urgent matters to be discussed. also, folks, I want you to note that the NNP Connect for this week on Wednesday, starting at 6:30, will be in St. David at the Current Government School. Of course, that's the location, that's the area, that's the constituency of our beloved sister, Mrs. Nolene Thompson. So that will be this Wednesday. That's March the 4th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Brother Christopher Diali will be there along with Brother Michael Batiste. All right, so they will be speaking up there at the Current Government School. That's this Wednesday, starting from 6:30 p.m. And of course, the lady herself, the next Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. All right, so that will be taking place this Wednesday out there at the Current Government School. Looking forward to seeing all of you that can make it out. Yeah, come on out in your numbers at this activity. Lovely. Also, for brothers and sisters who are outside of Grenada, we need to let you know that as of yesterday, when you're coming back to Grenada, you usually have to fill in that entry card. So you have to stop the hostess or stewardess or whatever they call them these days. Things change so much. You have to stop them and ask them, can I have one of the entry cards to fill? Now, Grenada has gone the direction of other countries and is now doing that digital. So if you're heading back to Grenada, those of you listening tonight who may be coming back tomorrow, maybe coming back anytime from now on, you need to fill in that form online. My personal belief, they should have given it a rollout period. You shouldn't just come and tell people, well, it started yesterday. But there should have been a period of time for, let's say, a 3-month period where you put out ads, you put out stuff on social media, you have people speak on different programs and so on to let folks know that this is coming. Because they are asking, the immigration department is actually asking for people to fill this out the day before they come to Grenada. So what about the people who came in today and so on? Obviously, most likely they're probably still using the paper, I don't know. But if you're going to roll out something like this, the sensible way, and we can't accuse the government of being sensible, the public workers, the people in the ministry, the immigration department, and so, yes, them smart, them brilliant. But you see the people who in charge of them, the cabinet, we don't want to accuse these people of anything. So I am not accusing them of being smart, brilliant, or understanding what to do. So we're just saying that what should have been done is a 2 to 3 month, I would say at least a 3-month rollout period, where they said, we are going live with this as of that date, because I didn't hear it and I listened to nearly everything. So even if they put out something, they didn't put it out the right place or they didn't put out enough. So they need to put that out and let folks know. They needed to do that before, instead of just coming and drop it on people and say, as of yesterday or as of today, you're no longer doing the paper, you're doing the thing, and you need to sign up the day before you come and all that sort of thing. Yeah? So we need to ensure that as many people, that's why I'm saying it on this program. I'm not the arm of the government. I'm not trying to help them. I'm trying to help you, the listeners to this program, who I always meet when I go into town or I'm somewhere in Grandance and so on. I meet you all. And Sheldon, yes, I come in for a few days. Hey, I'm in from Texas. I'm in from North Carolina. I'm here from Oshawa in Canada. Yeah, and Alberta, good night to you, Matthew and Patricia. Hope both of you are having a wonderful night. Hope it's not too cold out there tonight. Yeah, I know you all have been getting some snow of late. Hope it's not too cold. I hope I did get some nice cocoa from Cami to go up with, so all will be okay. You understand? Nice, yeah. So they need to inform early and over an extended period of time so that people will know that, hey, if I'm coming back in Grenada by that, you see like how the English know they were going and do something similar. They were going to put the online entry, where before you could have just jump a plane and go to England, but now you had to get the okay to enter England So you have to fill out an online form how long before you travel and send it to them and get the okay from them to board the flight to come to the UK. Yeah, they have that in place now. But they let people know early enough so that you would be able to adjust yourself properly. But when you just come and tell people as of yesterday or as of today, that is what's taking place. So just to know, you can go online. It's edcard.gov.gd. So E as in egg, D as in duck, card.gov.gd. edcard.gov.gd. You can go there and you can fill out the card. If you don't know what to do, you message Sheldon. Don't worry, I'll go give you some directions. Alright? Nice. So give me a message if you don't know how to do it or you don't know what the thing is. You could message me and I'll go always try and pull it up and send the link to you so that you could fill up your card for when you're coming back to Grenada. Don't worry, I ain't charging for that. Alright? And as I say in charging, folks, remember, we are looking for your donations. We got to start to get the notifications for the software that I have to pay for on a monthly basis that I use to do things for the program. I'm getting the notifications for that. And of course, the other things that I need to do in relation to the program. So we are looking for your donations. And of course, we have placed the link for donations. We've placed it into the various chats. It's there on the YouTube chat. It's there on the Facebook chat. I have to check the Twitch. Yeah, wait, good night. Yeah, so I have to check the Twitch and make sure that it's on the Twitch as well. All right, nice. So let me make sure I did. Nice, right? The thing there, and let me make sure it's over here. So nice. Yeah, let me make sure it is so. Bam. Yeah, it is. So the link is there so that you all can go on and make your donations either that way or if you do it under the chat itself, under the goals that we set on a nightly basis there. I don't think we've set one for tonight though, but you can do it there as well. Yes, indeed, folks. So let me see. I wonder if enough people are here, man. Enough people that we going into we talk, man. Hey. While you come out early. Nice. So, folks, I've been reliably informed of some changes to permanent secretaries, some permanent, some temporary, that is taking place within the government of Grenada. As of government circular sent out on Friday, I believe it was, that circular was sent out to the different departments and so, yeah, letting you all know what is taking place. So they have transfers here. Mr. Isaac Bagwan, he was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry. He has now been transferred as permanent secretary to the Ministry of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs. Mr. Javon Williams, that's the gentleman who originally was in Carriacou, the permanent secretary, Ministry of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs, to the Office of Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry. So basically, Mr. Javon Williams and Mr. Isaac Bagwan, they have switched. Yeah? And I'll tell you all why I'm even going into this tonight. Miss Rhonda Jones, permanent secretary in the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs, has now been transferred to the Office of Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health. Rhonda, why do you take you out of Ministry of Legal Affairs? Hey, Papa? I hope it had nothing to do with me, you know. I just making sure I don't know anything. I just asking a simple question because I know it was in Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs, and I know that from time to time people just can't last in that particular ministry because of the temperament of the present minister with responsibility for legal affairs / Attorney General of Grenada. We know her temperament. I know if anything happened, I just saying. You understand? So I just asking questions here. So you know why they move your popo? Anyway. Yeah. Mr. Alva Brown, he was the permanent secretary with responsibility for transportation, Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities and Transportation. He remains in that ministry but with responsibility for infrastructure and physical development, public utilities and civil aviation only. He no longer has transportation attached to his portfolio. Yeah. So that is those are the some of the transfers. Let's see. Miss Patricia Clark. Yeah, the permanent secretary with responsibility for trade, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development. She has been transferred to the office of permanent secretary in the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs. Miss Patricia Clark, God be with you with that minister you're going and meet inside there. God be with you. All right. With that minister, you go there today and meet. Yeah. Mrs. Roxy McLeish Hutchinson. She has been the permanent secretary with responsibility for foreign affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development. She has been transferred. She just lost part of her responsibilities. So she's now just the permanent secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development. All right. Yeah. So her portfolio has changed slightly. Additionally, there's some temporary transfers of permanent secretaries and heads of department, and that is just for the month of March, which is sort of strange. Yeah, why is there a fowl at 8:29 making noise outside? Fowl thief, leave the fowl alone. Whoever trying to thief the fowl, leave it. Somebody trying to thief the neighbor fowl, making a pile of noise outside there. Yeah, anyway. I don't know if you all hearing it, but I hearing a fowl making a lot of noise outside. Fowl thief, leave the fowl. Nice. So temporary transfer as of the 1st of March. Mr. Andrew Augustine, who we know as the Clerk of Parliament in the Houses of Parliament, he is being transferred to the Office of Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy. So he is no longer the Clerk of Parliament. That's Mr. Andrew Augustine. At least for the month of March. We don't know what will happen at the end of March. But for the month of March, generally, Mr. Andrew Augustine will temporarily be transferred from being the Clerk of Parliament over to being a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy. Mr. Finley Jeffrey, scholar, who has been the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Housing and permanent secretary with responsibility for community development in the Ministry of Social and Community Development and Gender Affairs. He is now the acting Clerk of Parliament for the Houses of Parliament. So Mr. Andrew Augustine has been removed as the Clerk of Parliament, at least for this month, for whatever reason. And Scholar is now the... Oh, they should have still be wearing the wig. I'd like to see him to wear the wig, you know. He has now been transferred to the office of Clerk of Parliament for the Houses of Parliament. Mrs. Sylvia Bennett Thomas, Permanent Secretary, Responsibility of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities and Civil Aviation in the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities and Transportation, is being transferred temporarily to the office of Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Permanent Secretary, Responsibility for Community Development in the Ministry of Social and Community Development and Gender Affairs. And PS for Project 500. So they put in a PS to look over housing and Project 500 for roughly 27 days. Yeah, that person only going there for 27 days. So they should understand that's something going on. To put Scholar as the Clerk of Parliament for 27 days, take him out from a ministry and basically put him in a place with a lot less workload. That in itself should tell you something. Something cooking in the background. All right? And there is an acting appointment. Yeah, Miss Isabel Morris is now a permanent secretary acting with responsibility for transportation, Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation. And Mrs. Esther Isaac Jacobs, she is now the Chief Personnel Officer. Yeah, the woman that dealing with all the people in the public service. She is now the Chief Personnel Officer of the Public Service Commission. Yeah? So, yeah, man, some serious changes that take place there. And it goes on to say, yeah, on behalf of the Prime Minister, The Cabinet Office expresses sincerest gratitude to Miss Marasi. That's how you pronounce your name, darling? Miss Marasi Francis was serving in the office of Chief Personnel Officer. So they have sent her back to wherever she was before, I assume. And Mrs. Kim Taylor for serving in the office of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health. Yeah? So Mrs. Kim Taylor, and this is signed by Miss Carvelet. Miss Carvelet, we're going to talk about you in another program. Yeah. But Mrs. Kim Taylor, who was a PS, has been demoted. Well, basically they can't really demote her, but she was an acting permanent secretary, so now they put her back into a substantive position. I hear one source tell me it's the Prime Minister office that she go to. As a SAO, a senior administrative officer, Prime Minister office, go there and there wasn't even a desk for her, so she has to go back home. Yeah, Miss Kim Taylor. Poor Miss Kim Taylor. Miss Kim Taylor, your party do you that, girl? Your own party? Call me if I know if Miss Kim Taylor is a NDC. Miss Kim Taylor, your party that you did. Did not you, Miss Kim Taylor, in the Red Hat Day, while you were a public servant in the Ministry of Health? That is not you there, Miss Kim Taylor. I just kind of 1 mole, 2 mole. Yeah, that you, man. You have on an NDC t-shirt there? Yeah, you have on an NDC t-shirt there. That was when? During the 2022 general election? And after that, they make you a PS, isn't it? Yeah, so what take place with you there? What, they take you out and they put in somebody else as a PS? After this time? In the Ministry of Health? Mr. Kim Taylor, I find that is nice. That know you there, Kim? That know you there? Madam PS? Well, I can't call him Madam PS again because they yank that card on you. Your own party do you that, girl? I wonder what could possibly be the reasoning behind these events. I wonder what could possibly, because there's a reason, eh? There is a reason. Remember, it used to have a song, give me a reason. Yeah, there's a reason. Miss Taylor, what happened to you? You're doing nice thing. They take Brethren Scholar, they put him in Parliament. They take you, they send you, they demote you from being a PS back down. I mean, what's going on with you? That wasn't you as PS in the Ministry of Health? Yeah, when ambulance passed that thing, yeah, that was you in Ministry of Health. So what take place now? We are just inquiring. We are concerned. We are seriously concerned about you. Yeah? What happened with you? Your own party do you that? They kick you out from being a PS? Oh no. After all that campaigning? And remember, they took action against workers in Carriacou for having political leanings. Person, you can't call me now on the phone, on my personal mobile. Wrong timing. Yeah. You can't do that. No. Because remember, while said individual was a public servant and was there gallivanting in the, how you say it in Creole again? I forget how to say yellow in Creole. Is agent? Yeah, I think it's agent. Yeah? While they were gallivanting in the agent. Yeah? I mean, yeah, there was a public servant at the point in time that was doing that, and they were rewarded. Just like the one in Nadma, they were rewarded. Meanwhile, people who was in this particular color, around the same time, they were not given the same treatment. So we know what happened to the people in Carriacou, and we know what happened to other people in other ministries and so on. Because they were wearing, not this particular shirt, there's a shirt from, the barber shop upstairs, Digicel. You could still go and check him in. You might get one. It's a nice shirt. Yeah, that's why we're in it tonight. A nice shirt. Check the barber shop upstairs, Digicel. Yeah, is oh God, the name slipping me at the barber shop. No, somebody messaged me the barber shop name. Yeah, upstairs. Yeah, nice fella. Yeah. So while others were being terminated for holding particular political views against the Constitution of Grenada, while they were being terminated, other people were being promoted, but now All you demote, what you do the lady that far? What she do? Or what she didn't do? Because there must be a sound reasoning why you've had a person in that position for a number of years, because as you would realize, she went back to all the time when Telesword was the Minister of Health. Yeah? Well, no, he's the Minister of Health now, yeah. So she's been there a while, because she goes back to when Lacrette was the Minister of Health. So anyway, Popo, take it easy, yeah? Don't let her send your blood pressure up, eh, baby? Nice. Take things easy. Don't let it stress you out and thing, eh? Nice, yeah. Right. Parliament could be interesting scholar, is he? The clerk of Parliament. Well, at least he's not the speaker, but he's the clerk of Parliament. That's going to be an interesting one. Yes, indeed. That is indeed going to be an interesting one. And folks, let me also let you all know this, yeah? This one slipped me. The NNP women, they're having International Women's Day. That is taking place this Sunday. And the honored guest speaker will be Honorable Jean Augustine. There'll be a special presentation on domestic violence by Lady Anande Trotman-Joseph. Various cultural presentations, local craft, and so will be on sale. And that's taking place at the Grenada Trade Center, a celebration of women. And that is this Sunday from 2 p.m. under the theme, Give to Gain. All right, so the women's arm of the new National Party, they are having the International Women's Day celebration taking place at the Grenada Trade Center this Sunday from 2 p.m. under the theme, Give to Gain. Honored guest speaker, the Honorable Jean Augustine, and a special presentation by Lady Anande Trotman-Joseph. So ladies, you all can head on out, and that don't mean the men can go too. Or you could go and support the lady. We can go and support the ladies. Nice, yeah. We could go and lend our support to the ladies. That don't mean because International Women's Day things only the ladies could go. We the men could go and support them too. Nice, beautiful. Before I move on to the next one, let me give you all the opportunity. It's already 8:40. Let me give you all. Oh, there's another activity here, is it? Let me see. The St. John branch of the new National Party, PD4 in particular, they're having their luncheon fundraiser, and that will be taking place next week, Saturday, starting from 11:30 at the Grand Roy School Road Junction. So lunch, $20, soup, $15, and the menu, they have rice and peas, fried rice, potato and breadfruit salad, steamed vegetables, tossed salad, baked chicken, stew fish. Yeah, I can eat all of that. Right, nice, yeah. All right, so that is going to be taking place next week, Saturday. So we're going to give you some more information. Good night to you, Brother Alvin Dabrio. Nice, yes, that's the St. John constituency branch, PD4 of the new National Party. That will be having that at the Grand Roy School Road Junction. You know the junction right there to go by the school, right? Nice, so they're having that there. Lunch, $20, soup, $15. Nice, make sure all you go on out and all you support, eh? Nice, make sure all you go on out and all you support the thing. Nice. God pardon you. I can't repeat that one on air because I see my phone keep going off. Yeah? The phone lines are open 14734407377. I just want to give you all a chance to get onto the inside before I move on to the other issues for tonight. There's an interesting kind of shake up here, boy. Yeah. I haven't been up to Parliament for a while. I feel I need to go, you know. Yeah. So it's We Noise TV Live. Yeah, so We Noise TV Live. Nice. Okay, one of my good friends that came in told me that a lot of people fill up their paper on the flight. Yeah? Yeah, because they wouldn't know. Folks coming in all this, they know you need 3 months to roll that out and let Grenadian communities know that something like that is coming. You don't just come and you drop it on people. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Yeah, good night. How you doing?
Not too bad. The cold take me the cold.
Do like me, drink ginger and cinnamon.
Yeah, just take a vapor sweaty.
He tried to take me since last week and he realized I still they standing strong.
Yeah.
That ginger
Oh, yeah.
gingering.
Right, right. Sheldon, they changed the ministry, the PS. Sheldon, the same people who was there in the new national party and they do a lot of stupidness. It's the same people probably to do more stupidness.
But the thing is
So that it don't make
this.
sense.
No, I wouldn't say that because I'll tell you something. Some of these people that names were called there were PSs during the time of the new national party and they did their job efficiently so.
Yeah.
But you know why? Because they had proper people leading them and guiding them. I wouldn't say that they did stupidness, no. There were proper people, they had proper ministers who understood the public service, understood how to interact with people, had emotional intelligence, so understood how to react with your staff, how to react with your PS and so. And they got the job done because they were able to get PSs to do their work. But it seems you have a group of people now that just don't know nothing about nothing. And the bad thing about it is they feel they know everything about everything when they don't know nothing about nothing. So the PSs will be trying to get the thing done and saying, okay, according to public service rules or the law, this is how something is supposed to go. And a minister will step in and say, forget the law, forget this, get that done this way. So you'll always have that conflict taking place. So the people who are there, who have been moved, they are not the problem. But I think there's going to be a shake-up with the ministers themselves as well.
Well, they have to, because they didn't do the work, Sheldon.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be a shake-up with the ministers. I believe,
Sheldon,
honestly believe there's going to be a cabinet reshuffle.
Almost 4 years now, NDC in power. I never see this prime minister come to the fish market and say, vendors, how you all doing, how is it sale and how you are getting along, and we know we had a fish ban and nobody.
He gonna be there before the end of the month though.
So now waiting for them.
I'm telling you, he gonna be there before the end of the month. He coming.
I'm waiting for them, Sheldon. I'm waiting.
He plans to visit,
for them.
he plans to visit the bus terminal and there. He coming.
Well, I'm waiting for him. Let them come.
He is coming.
I know they go credit him a minute, but that's okay. But I can let them come. Election close, so they want to come and talk nice. No. I'm not taking no promise. Promise only comfort food. I don't want no promises.
We gonna go a little past. We will go a little past 10 tonight. We go discuss fishing. We go discuss fishing tonight. Take what any. We go discuss it tonight.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Midi. I didn't put it down as one of the things to discuss tonight, but I intend to discuss summer fishing tonight.
Yes, do that.
All right. Okay, my dear. Thank you so very much. All right. Yes, indeed, folks. 14734407377. I'm giving you all up until 9 o'clock to get your calls and so in before I move on to the other. If we're gonna go on to them, I ain't taking call easier because we're going down the road. So it'd be kind of difficult to take calls in relation to other things at that time. Yeah, strange enough, I was. Oh, let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott. Good night.
Camille Teresa Scott. How you doing?
Oh God, I don't want to laugh. I hear you say something there tonight.
I tell you, they come in.
Prime Minister.
He come in. I does not think.
Mr. Mitchell, come.
I does not think he come in.
Don't pray, sir, because I've been waiting for you a long time.
I've been waiting.
I'm waiting for you a long time. And pass by Miss Camille Teresa Scott. I can't wait, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, for you to pass. That will be a nice day. Papa God give me the strength, the health and strength to be around that day. I really want to see you. I really want to see you, sir. Yes. I really want to see. There's a lot of things I have to ask you. Yeah. Hey. Anyhow, good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. Dr. Mitchell, wherever you is, good night, sir. No respect for you. Take a bow where you there. Take a bow, sir. Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to thank the people that support me over the years in the bus terminal. What year NDC win the first election in Grenada? You could remember, you could give me the, you could check it from
1990.
Yeah, 1990. So check 1990.
And remember,
And now,
they
how
didn't
much?
remember they didn't win the election. You know, they get a certain
No.
number of seats, and then they had to join up with TNP and so to form the government. So the first time they
Okay.
won outright would have been 2008, but they formed it was an NDC government in 1990. So we say NDC, and then 2008 they won, and then 2022.
Mr. Brizan, may so rest in peace. That get that boot for me. It's a lot of years at the end of the bus terminal.
George Horatio
And
Brizan.
Mr. Scott, you there?
Yes, I'm here listening to you.
If I wanted to do anything negative in this country, sell drugs, sell rum, I could have do it. But I choose to sell me blog and tea and mango. CMOS. Tamron Ball, Mr. Scott, that give me that little business. Tamron Ball. I used to walk with my little tray. And then God so good to me, He blessed me. He blessed me. I clean toilet. I clean people's house. I send my children to school. I do it out and I give them a good education. Sheldon, I don't arrest in the terminal now. Judge Brizan that get that boot there for me. He was passing one day and he see me sit down by the road and St. John Street and he said, no man, he stopped. Because that was my former boss. I used to clean the office. That time he was Prime Minister. And he said, no. He said, Nazim, have you here? Knowing in them time I was a bad NDC. And Judge Brizan, they stole the rest for you ever saw. He get together with the Governor General, the man I have Kentucky.
Mr.
He
Ross.
died now.
Mr. Ross, yeah.
Mr. Ross, may soul rest. You get Mr. Noel, the one that owned homemade bakery, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah.
A whole team of people. Judge Brizan, they soul rest, sir. And he said, I bigger than Nazim. So what a man playing? And Judge go and he get that boot. He pay down and he say, promise me, make sure you pay your rent when the month up. He that get that boot for me. And he had some people and the bus terminal know all these years. All these years. I don't put me the rent money. Whenever they come, I pay me rent. I don't owe them. I don't balance. I don't pay out the rent. Marijuana selling. People doing all what they're doing. But you have some people like Mr. Scott, they fighting me down. But
Just,
you don't make
Gabby,
sense fighting
let me
me
just
down.
make sure people don't mishear what you just said. You never say you selling marijuana. I just want them to know that is not what you said.
I said marijuana selling and it was coming
you know
out.
people go take what you say and try and twist it. So I just protecting you because I know people.
Yes.
Right. Go ahead.
People selling marijuana on the terminal. I sell hemp. Like the Chinese thing that are still corrupting. Hemp.
You think to sterilize people?
Right?
That is sterilize people, you know.
I don't smoke. I used to smoke in all years. And you know, you have some workers. They're so bad, man, and wicked. They're so bad, man, and wicked. But I want to tell them tonight, Mr. Scott, I make up my bed. I could just come and line it. Some of them there for years. And they still in some of the rentals. They still begging everybody. Every busman that pass, they want a drink. You know, I make up my bed. Right around here. That's why I said, Dr. Mitchell, take a go away this, sir. I plant block of fig. I just take out a hand of fig and cook Just steam breadfruit, just one eat. No meat, nothing. The Lord bless me and I thank God. So I don't waste all your time. The kind of money I spend on that bus terminal already, I could have 3-4 out renting and making a money. All you trying to fight me down. A woman come yesterday. Why I telling you that, Mr. Scott? A woman, an ageable woman, come with a bag. Full of jugs. And she put 2 things on top of it. I said, Mr. There's no whole bag, you know. If I have to hold that bag, you have to take out everything there missing. She get upset. So they're trying to set me up. Oh, they don't try that. That head of mine is a good head to have. Don't ever try that. If all you cannot open all the bag, let me see what they in it. Or you can't leave it, we are paying the rent. Nobody is trying to set up Miss Cammy. Forget that. Just forget that. I want to say good night to Patricia Arthur Campbell and Matthew. Mr. Watts, and all the Grenadians that listen to me when I brought on my children. I wouldn't make my children shame. I will never. And I get another granddaughter again a few days.
Hey,
so that 11 grandchildren.
Dies with things happen, Cammy. Dies with things happen.
Yes. 11 grand. And I just praying to God to be alive, to see them, to get a hug. So, Sheldon, you take it easy and be very careful. Very careful where you eat and drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they want to shut up me and you.
They can't.
A man come where they and he tell me that I go shut up you and Sheldon. So be very careful where you eat and drink.
Tell that man he must come and try and tell me that to my face. Don't send no second time message. Meet me and tell me. Tell that man.
They want to shut us up.
Just tell that man.
But they can't make it.
Meet me and tell me that.
Yeah.
That is what you must do.
Dum and them have to wheel and come again. They have to wheel and come again. I am blessed. The things I do for people in this country, I don't have to go on radio. And I don't have to go on Facebook and say what I'm blessed. Have a good night, Grenada.
All right, Kavi, you have a good one. Yes, indeed.
Yes, somebody put something there for you, eh?
All right, when I'm in town, no problem.
Yes.
All right. Great.
They put something small for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say good night to Miss Pascal in Canada that is listening.
Miss Pascal, good
I
night.
must tell her good night. Yes.
Okay,
all right,
Kavi,
Sheldon.
you hold
tight. Yes, bye-bye. Love you all, guys.
Love you as well. Hey, shut up. Why let us do them? They must meet me. Why let us meet me and tell me? Why let us go and interfere with Cam? Don't meet Cammy and interfere with Cammy. Meet me and tell me. Only see me and only want to talk after I pass. Why so? Tell me. Meet me and tell me. Don't meet Cammy and send no second. I want a second message. Yeah, I ain't no brand new second hand girl. No man don't want you. I ain't that. No, come straight. Yeah, folks. Let me get on something here because I know I'm going to end up running out of time tonight. I know I'm going to run out of time tonight. So let me do go on the phone right now. But folks, I find this to be extremely disrespectful to the Grenadian people. You see this? I find this to be extremely disrespectful to the Grenadian people. Now, the Prime Minister of Grenada, he don't find that we here in Grenada important enough to give this information that the radar is off the table. So we could be scared, we could have anxiety, we could be upset, we could be worried as much as possible. He don't care. So he go and look who he go and talk to, you know. The Trinidad Guardian, not the Grenada Informer, not the Grenadian Voice, not the toilet paper. I don't know which one I'm talking about there. None of them. Where you go and talk to? The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And that is who he tells what is the present situation with the radar system here in Grenada. That we're not going to be having the radar system here. He ain't go on program he does have whenever he does have it. I ain't advertising for him. That is not my business. He ain't go on that program. He ain't go on the NDC program what it does have every week. He ain't go there. He ain't go on the time that does have on GBN on a weekly basis. He ain't go there. He ain't go on any of them thing and speak to Grenadians through Grenadian media to give us an update in relation to that. So once again, you the Grenadian people have to hear about what is taking place or not taking place with this system from the foreign media. The first time the story bust from a Kittian online publication, the St. Kitts Times, whatever that's called, a Kittian from St. Kitts, a publication. They were the ones that come out and say the US has approached Grenada to install a radar system. None of the local media in Grenada knew. They found out after the fact from them Kittitians something that was taking place here in Grenada. Oh, and that was in the month of October last year. Only to find out at that time that the request had been made since in August of last year. So about 2 months later, at least, is when we were finding out that the request was made, along with the request to take non-national deportees into Grenada. And now again, after all that time, October, November, December, January, February, we're now into March, is when we are finding out that, hey, you don't have to have anxiety and worried about this thing again. You don't have to worry about if the US decide they still want to put it here in Grenada, or they want to move the one in Tobago and put here, or anything like that. We are now finding out through foreign media, again, it's just a general one. It is a disrespect to the Grenadian media. That is my view. If the local media all well and good with it, that is their business. For me, as a person who has been involved in the local media from the year 1996, longer than some people who voted alive, I've been involved in the media, in newspaper, in radio, in television, in online publication, in production, TV production, radio production. I've been involved in everything. From 1996 to now, I've been involved in the media here in Grenada. In fact, you could take some of them and put 3 of them together and they still don't make the amount of years that I've made in the media here in Grenada. So I could talk from how I feel. And I feel it is a disrespect to Grenadian media that you do not break such news and you do not release such thing with the local media. And secondly, it is a disrespect to the Grenadian people that you don't speak to us on this issue and say what is your final decision or what is the final thing with it. You don't speak to us. You go and you speak to foreign media in relation to it. But then that is where some of them like, because some of them will come out and defend that. Some of them like that, you know. They're coming out and defend it. Look at that. I listened to GBN News tonight. May you hear this? GBN News, considered to be the national news. I ain't see this story on it. Maybe they don't read the newspapers. Maybe they can't find him to ask a question or the press secretary. But Trinidad guy though, who is the person get Darius Polo? Yeah, some Darius Polo down there. That person get his story, so they know what is taking place in relation to that. So maybe we need to get them to ask what is taking place in relation to the MOU that they sent out and speak about and say that they're looking to sign. And think we might have to ask them about the MOU and what is the status of the MOU if it has now been signed, and what is taking place now moving forward with that MOU. Because they had the opportunity to sign it in St. Kitts. They had the opportunity to sign it. The US Secretary of State was right there, so they could have had a signing. But we ain't hearing. We don't know if it take place, if it don't take place. So maybe we have to ask either the Kittitian media or the Bajan media or the Trinidadian or Guyanese media to ask the question first. Maybe then we might get a response, because this just shows how lowly they see Grenadians. how they see us as nobody. That just shows me how they think less of us. They don't really consider us. Yeah? It's just additional to it for me that is how they see us. Yeah? No, seriously, man. Okay, this person continue trying to call. Let me give them an opportunity. Hello, good night.
Sheldon Scott.
Make it quick.
Good night.
Make it,
Sheldon,
make it,
what
make
about-
it.
what about
Hold on, eh? Don't go off topic from what on, eh? Keep it quick because I wasn't going to take calls. I remember I said I'd hold up on the call. So go ahead.
What about the treasury in St. George? That's where the treasury closed down?
The treasury.
And they rent. Yeah, I find they rent somewhere for
From
marketing board.
From what I know, they are supposed to be doing some repair work. Yeah, they are supposed to be doing some repair work.
I find they do no pay work on the treasury in St. George's.
Well, I haven't been inside, so I don't know myself. I know that they are operating in Grenada out of the Galleria Mall down there. And they have the one that's on Young Street there in the old W. Julian building. You had to be old enough to know that was W. Julian building. But the old W. Julian building, so I am unaware of if actual work is going on. That'd be interesting to investigate.
But yeah, I investigate that because I passing St. George, after that passing St. Kaze. I don't see no what going on right now because I find something shame because all this money
that's
he
outside.
Have in treasury. I have some. I have to go inside. I have friends inside. They tell me that's what going on right now.
Okay. So we
all
investigate
this
and
money what the prime minister taking to travel and visit the big hotel in big house in Grenada. Take this money and do something with the treasury, man. Oh gosh.
You saying they broke?
I really don't know what's going on because something wrong.
Partners,
The
as I
money
say,
they be spending to do that, not foreign that money.
I'm monitoring my
I
time.
mean,
Hold on. Partners, I'm monitoring my time tonight. I have a lot to get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Kami, good night to you, Miss Kami. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Sorry I had to do that tonight, but yeah, I just want to get through all that I have to get through tonight because tomorrow night is a different night, and then Wednesday nights we won't be on because we have the meeting that we bring on a Wednesday night, so we won't be on. So yeah, unless they start finishing before 9. Once they finish it before 9, we could come on. But just remember, they don't consider you. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. Yeah. Wait there. You here? Yeah. Where? Oh no, wrong thing. Me.
And I want us to understand that friendship, love, and unity comes from interacting and socializing with one another. If I know your son and your daughter, even if you cuss me, I would think about your son and daughter, so I'll hold my tongue. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. And I want us to understand that friendship, love, and unity comes from interacting and socializing with one another. If I know your son and your daughter, even if you cuss me, I would think about your son and daughter, so I'll hold my tongue. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic.
Yeah, that is why you could do them kind of thing, because you're just another number, you're just another statistic as far as he is concerned. Yeah? You are just another number. He really care about you. You're just another person to try and get your vote, but he ain't care about you. Don't bother with you. Yeah? That is the individual that we're dealing with. And it has to be the kind of people, because if you can have, let me see, this one, yeah, I think this one is suitable. These are messages that went out to workers. I believe this one was social services that get a message last week. Yeah, message they get last week. Urgent notice to employees. I read it for those that listening via radio. Good morning, everyone. I trust all is generally well. Please be informed that there will be a delay in the payment of salaries for this month. This delay is due to unforeseen financial challenges that we are currently working diligently to resolve. I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Please be assured that matter is being treated as priority and every effort is being made to ensure that all outstanding salaries will be paid as soon as possible. Your patience, understanding, and continued dedication during this time will be greatly appreciated. I will continue to keep you all updated. I think that one is Gren Case. Yeah, that Gren Case. Gren Case, that one come from. And Gren Case have not been paid by government, so they can't pay the people that they're supposed to pay. Gren Case can't pay them. Then let me see if I find the one for social services here and pull it up. Yeah? Let me see if I can find that. Well, I have it here. Yeah. No. That one had the right one there. That was the one from social services. There's another one similar to this from Gren Case. This one is from social services and there's a similar one to that from Gren Case. So there's a government ministry sending that out to government workers. Yeah? This is a government ministry sending that out to government workers. Yeah? I sincerely apologize for this delay is due to unforeseen financial challenges. I thought this was technical challenges, not financial. But this is what was sent to the workers in that particular ministry. I know if they get paid now. I know if they're getting paid tomorrow or next week or next month. What I do know is that the police officers at the rank of corporal still have not received their proper salary. I could tell you that for sure. Because they were promised that that issue would be dealt with expeditiously. And they are still waiting for that to be dealt with. But you know what I see? Instead, let's look at this one. This one is the one that's circulating for the police right now. Good afternoon, sir. Main highlight from the meeting. 1. Persons, and this is to police officers right now. Persons with underlying sickness should be brought forward to the Commissioner of Police attention. So any police officer that have whatever sickness and so, they have to tell the Commissioner of Police. Right. But I think that's in the police force rules and thing anyway. The salary adjustment for corporals and assistant superintendents went to cabinet approved and just waiting the PM signature. So the Prime Minister, corporals and assistant superintendents, according to what is being sent out to you, is the PM that is signed the thing for you to get all the money. You know, you never hear. I know if you go on to PM, you want to go to Dubai now? You want to go to Dubai right now? Dubai nice right now. They have real fireworks going on over there. Yeah, fireworks every night. Even fireworks in the day and all. I know if you want to go, or you like to go to Dubai now. Yeah? The salary adjustment for corporals and ASP went to cabinet approved and just waiting the PM signature. So they can't find him to sign that for corporals and assistant superintendents of police who've been working hell of a hard. They have to work extra hard, carif all kind of thing coming up, and they can't get the money. A year plus. That's why they're threatening to take the commissioner and government to court. Fringe benefits increase reflecting on salary in March. Duty allowance from 500 to 600. Rent and aid from 200 to 350. Plain clothes from 100 to 200. Detective from 100 to 200. Prosecutor allowance 400. Incentive 150 to 200. There will be a social media policy. In other words, all your police officers who like to go on the media and post things, or you go find yourself in trouble with the COP. Or you might find yourself being disciplined. So there will be a social media policy and sexual harassment policy. So no more love and kisses on the carnage again. No more love and kisses on the carnage again. Anyhow, and sexual harassment policy, which will be emailed for your review. Forget an ED on email, brother. But anyhow, officers will be assigned to police headquarters for 2 months for succession planning. Promotion cycle is soon. Exams to start hopefully by June. So they're looking to promote You all realize it's the police vote they're looking for there. That's what they're looking for there, because a lot of these things is things that police get every couple of years. You have to get those things anyway, fringe benefits and all those things. You get it every how much years. So it's nothing new for police to be getting fringe benefits. Yeah, they get that every how much years. They're talking about 4% increase and so on. The corporals still cannot get their 4% increase up to now. The corporals, I think it's 90 something of them corporals and ASPs and so on, cannot get the increase. I'm looking for the one from the other thing there, and I can't see it. Yeah? Huh? So the last 2 years of cricket in the stadium, police have not been paid. Some officers work 12 and 14 hours on their feet, and they still have not been paid. Yeah, because you're supposed to pay them for that. So they walk stadium for these activities, and the police, they have still not been paid. So the cricket going on now. Yeah. What, Papa, yo? So right now, the police and them ain't getting the money. They ain't getting the money. Oi, the police want the money. Give them the money. So them police say, courthouse. Now I seen there. So they actually promoted some officers who never passed the exam. They still get promoted. Yeah? And that is why now you have some officers who wrote the exam and passed but were not promoted, because there are several officers who wrote the exams. Now, for those of you that don't know, for promotion in the Royal Grenada Police Force, you usually have to go and write an exam. And according to the score from the exam, plus your performance on duty, they look at both of that, and then you get your promotion, or you are refused promotion, or whatever it is. Right? And you may pass your exam. You could pass your exam and still not be promoted, even with good conduct, everything. Let's say there are spaces for 10 corporals, but 15 people pass. They're still only going to promote the first 10, and then the other 5, when the space permits, they're going to pull the other 5, going to get the first preference in to become corporals. What has happened here is that some people write the exam and fail, and they were given the rank. And don't watch some of them who get a rank now and feel it's them. It's 1 or 2. Yeah, they fail, were given the rank, and people that pass the exam were not given the rank. That can't be right. So that is why some of the officers now had to be writing to the commissioner, because they ain't right. And next thing you know, that will end up in court and telling them it do have vacancy. Man, that is madness. You can't do the police and them. You don't have them men all down in SSU sleeping head to foot already. Oh God. I feel sorry for them fellas. Patching pants and all kind of thing. All you don't even get them men uniform. Man are the patching pants, shoes wearing, all kind of thing. Yeah? All you already doing them men all them kind of thing. Give them men the money. You're taking people preference. You're taking people who you know fail, and everybody know fail the exam. And anyway, if they do it for Ron, they will do it for police too, for the police partners. And Ron could fail exam, and F could turn to a C and all kind of thing. Mr. Study! Them men who have magic wand. You forget Mr. Study Gate, you know. The man F turned to a C, you know. When they say abracadabra. What? So same thing they do in police, but it's serious business. Yeah? And now you're talking about historic agreement signed. That is typically what police does negotiate and get anyways, around 4%. So they get 4% of what they have now. So 4% at the end of this year, then another 4%, and another 4%, right? 16%, well, 4 by 4, yeah, 16%. No, 12. No, 4 and 4, 8 and 12. Yeah? Last time I think they got 13. So they got more under the NNP. So don't come and think about the sign thing, because what they're trying to do is bamboozle the police. What they're trying to do, they're going after there is the police vote. That is what they want. Not they want police feeling happy and all this kind of thing. The vote they want. They're looking at that and saying, boy, police alone. If you're counting them and you're counting people that have influence over, that is 3, 4, even as much as 5,000 votes. So that is what they're going after. So when you see them putting out that and sending this kind of thing for police about salary adjustment for corporals and ASP went to cabinet, this thing was supposed to be paid since last year. And you're now saying that it go to cabinet for approval and waiting on the PM to sign. Where he in Dubai, he get trapped over there. He went Dubai Friday or something. He went to Qatar or Bahrain. He get trapped over there. He can't come back because we know all who there right now, they can't move. Because right now, if you had to get a private jet or something to come out of them place, in fact, it have people paying hundreds of thousands right now to take the family to the border with Saudi Arabia so they could get jets and things to get out of the region. Because they know things they're looking too righteous in that part of the world right now. And our prayers go to the people over there. And there's another thing, I see the government of Grenada put out a press release about the situation out in the Middle East. Brothers and sisters, these are the same people that up to now wouldn't tell us if the memorandum of understanding signed. These are the same people who cannot give us a positive update in relation to the fishing ban. These are the people who wouldn't answer questions in Parliament right here. But they find enough time to go in ChatGPT and prompt it to write a press release. Yes, that's what they do. I could prove it too. They go in ChatGPT and write a press release in relation to the situation over in Dubai and Iran and so on right now. We ain't saying we don't care about them. They're human beings too. Whether they're in Iran, whether they're in Sudan, wherever they are human beings. They're part of the family of humans. Israelis, the same thing. No matter who they are human beings. And we wish that they would stop killing each other. We wish so. Not only because what they're doing over there right now is going to affect the Grenadian economy in a really negative way. We already see some serious increases in the cost of living. Now, believe me, if this thing continues for another couple of weeks, then you will see an increase in the cost of living. Yeah? If you didn't see it before, which you had to be a blind man could have seen that in a dark room. So anybody could have seen the cost of living increase in Grenada. But if you claim you didn't see it, you will see it now. So when they're treating the police like that, and don't think the nurses are far off, Don't think the nurses are far off. There are police officers that are going out there and work. And the only thing that keeping them on the job and making them do it is you, the Grenadian public, the Grenadian people, And the fact that they are patriotic Grenadians who really and truly care about their country. That is why they join the police force. They join the police force because they want Grenada to be the best. They want to ensure that people not out there spoiling Grenada. They want to make sure that their family, and by extension, your family, all of us are safe. That is why they join the Royal Grenada Police Force. They want to see good for all of us. That is why they join. And after that, that's the kind of treatment you're giving them. That is the kind of treatment that you're giving them. And then on top of that, after they go and they do all they have to do to catch the criminals and bring them in, criminals go in and spend next to no time because plead guilty, you get 1/3 of your sentence immediately. Any kind of other circumstances around that they could use that and get more time off of the sentence. And before the police officer turned their head twice, the same person that had to work so hard to capture, back outside again. Doing exactly what happened just the other day. I need to go into that again. Because I know some of us have 3-day memory. We don't forget everything about abuse against women and all this kind of thing. I see some of you all over the weekend. I see what some of you all was doing to that little child, It's a child. It's a child. Come on. I think Some people on social media are such bullies. And that's why I don't tolerate them. They come under this program and they think they could bully me. Whap, you're gone. I ain't have time for you. Yeah, and if I don't deal with you, one of the listeners and the viewers on Facebook or YouTube going to deal with you. Because you have people that, I think, according to Mike Tyson, people get too comfortable saying anything about people because now you're at a distance. You're behind a computer in a totally different country, in a totally different village. And you don't have to say it right to the person's face where they could reach out and touch somebody. Yeah? So too much people, and now they're doing it. Just 2 weeks ago, we're talking about protect our women and abuse. Abuse is not just physical and sexual, it's mental as well. And then you have a bunch of people, a little child, only to find out the poor little girl, her father died just recently. And you know, the same people who come out and say those things, I just must say it for what it's worth. The same people who attack that child and say what was said there, none of them come and say sorry after. None of them even check themselves and say, boy, you know, I must really back off and think of things before I go and post something or think of things before I do something. Is what they don't say. Is what they don't say. My goodness. What are we coming to as a people when we're doing that to little children? And remember, all of that you put up online, all that you say there, that is there for eternity, eh? All you attack and say. Tomorrow she could see it. Next week she could see it. Months from now she could see it. All you wicked. Those are you that do that. Yeah? That's what I have to say on that one. But anyway, back to the police. No, we realize the police what they're looking for. Police, if I was all here right now, I want uniform, I want vehicle. Yeah? Man, even if they could upgrade my bulletproof vest and thing, I want it because I'll tell all you, bulletproof vests have a life, and I think the lifespan of some of them they have there. All you need to review it, Yeah, nice. Yeah, just say it. Right? So if I was all you, right now, I ain't making joke with that. I'm not making joke with that if I was all you. Right? And then you have police officers leaving the force because they just can't take it. Just leaving the force. So you have officers that are trained. So you have officers that, I know there are officers that were trained in different countries, in different specific areas. I don't need to go into the areas now, but it's areas that are very important to the internal running of the Royal Grenada Police Force. There are officers that are trained into specific areas in things like certain aspects of policing and protecting the public that I don't want to get into again because I think it could be wrong for me to say it on air. But these police officers lead the force. They're no longer police officers. For instance, if you have a police officer that trained in certain area of firefighting, so they went out, they do a course in fighting chemical fires, and that officer may come back and because of this kind of treatment, they're gone. They leave the police force and they're gone about their business. Who driving bread van, who doing all kind of thing, they're gone. Why? Because of the treatment. You can't do that. We've seen a mass exodus of police officers and they're saying, oh, it's because of pension. Not because of pension, because of treatment. It is because of treatment, because the officers telling you that is the reason. But you also shame, you all don't want that to be the reason outside there for the public. So you're saying it's because they're getting a pension, they go on. No, it's because of the treatment that you all giving them. Yeah, man, on the foot for 12 hours, all kind of thing. Working in an activity at the stadium, and then when come time to get money. And I talk about the government activities and then private activities, them men does handle the scene. But the ones for the government, they just nothing. Come on, man, that is totally unfair. Totally unfair. Yeah? Totally unfair. And let me mention something else, because I know time, I'll come back to the police, time running down on me quickly. And I was going and deal with fish, but fish is we deal with fish tomorrow. We have a lot to say on fish. If I start on fish now, the program going up until 11. I'm telling all this straight. If we start on fish now, we're going up until 11. Right? But let me just mention something that I saw on GBN News tonight. And I'll tell you why I think it's important that we pay attention to this particular one.
George is once again under scrutiny, with a concerned businessman raising alarm over the deteriorating condition of the river running through the community. Shania McIntosh tells us more.
Aaron Stachin, speaking on behalf of fellow business operators and residents of River Road, says the growing spread of water lilies and the accumulation of garbage in the river have become a serious cause for concern. Stachin explained that the large section of the river are now covered with lilies, restricting the natural flow of the water and creating stagnant pools. He warned that the still water provides an ideal breeding ground for mosquitoes, increasing the risk of vector-borne illnesses in the community. He further expressed fears that with the rainy season fast approaching, the current state of the river could lead to severe flooding. According to Stachin, blocked waterways combined with heavy rainfall could result in a repeat of previous flood events that have negatively impacted homes and businesses in the area.
My main concern right now is the water we need to create something so the water could run again. All right.
Remember, folks, this is a news item from tonight via GBN News. This should not be a news item right now. No, I'm not saying GBN shouldn't deal with this. I'm saying that that project ought to have been completed. The bridge we're watching in the back there, that bridge there, where see a dance there, that bridge there, that ain't supposed to be there. At the side here, and at the side here, there's a project that was supposed to have been completed by now, where this bridge was replaced, and that the walls here were completed so that the water could flow all the way down to the sea. But again, you have a man that said the two bridges here, and we're still waiting to see it. But let me hear the gentleman.
It is still water. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now, it's rain season. The depth of the river right now is 3 feet from the street level. Any sort of heavy rain, this will be flooded again.
The businessman emphasized that he is not speaking for himself alone, but on behalf of other business people and residents who share similar concerns. He is calling on the relevant authorities to urgently address the overgrowth of lilies and remove the garbage to ensure the free flow of water and reduce potential health and environmental hazards. Residents are hoping that swift action will be taken before the onset of the rainy season to prevent further risk to lives, livelihoods, and property in the River Road community. Reporting for GBN News.
Folks, especially those of you overseas, just remember this is the Humpback Bridge. And all you know the Humpback? Yeah, everybody know the Humpback Bridge, man. You can't be Grenadian and don't know the Humpback Bridge. This is the Humpback Bridge. That is River Road. You see all this piece of road here? That ain't supposed to be so right now. That's supposed to have been completed close to 3 years ago. That project was supposed to have been completed. In March of 2024, the Prime Minister of this country told us that he had the bridge to replace this bridge because this bridge is too low. He told us that. There's already the funded component of this project to complete the wall on this side here, the wall on this side, and to pave the road. This government so incompetent, they just ain't doing it. The Prime Minister said to us in March of 2024 that the bridges are here on island already. So it's just a matter of building up on the sides there to put the bridge. We still have this bridge here. We had to pray. No heavy raining come around the time for Carriacou games. You know all kind of things that's happen out of season now. So we had to pray that no rain ain't come at that point in time. Ain't it? Yeah, we had to pray that no rain ain't come. Because if it only come down, especially with what you saw there, you saw the state of the river there, yeah? And there are people who say they're representing down there, people who come in and knock your door and say, come, want your vote? Come in and knock your door and all kind of thing. And Claudette, yeah, we have people that say they represent down there. Go and clean the river. That we have to do. Get a tractor, go and get the river clean. That way you need to do. Yeah? That way you need to make sure it's done. What's the state of the? What's the state of the place, man? Yeah? Watch this data day. Madness. Yeah? You don't even have to have a heavy rain for it to flood. You don't even need a heavy rain for it to flood. Yeah? But then they came and they told us, oh, they have the bridges for there already. They've got the bridges, isn't it?
The St. John's River project is in fact a priority. I had said previously that the quotation we got for constructing 2 concrete builds was in excess of $30 million. And yes, in excess of $30 million. And in those circumstances, unless there was absolutely no other alternative, but those 2 bridges, we obviously had to find ways to ensure that we were getting value for money. I'm happy to report to the member for the town of St. George that in fact there are alternatives. And some of the alternatives are perhaps in keeping with some of the more aesthetically historic and pleasing features that the area of River Road has. You know, we have a historic green bridge there which should really be preserved and turned into something rather than sitting rotting. But we have procured, Mr. Speaker, 2 steel bridges at a fraction of the cost. The bridges are in fact on the island. They've been shipped, they've arrived.
So in other words, he spent taxpayer money, buy 2 bridges and they're in Grenada, but no Grenadians could say they see it. What happened there? Somebody scam us, sir. Somebody con us some money or some kind of thing, or somebody thief the 2 bridge. Yeah? They have procured at a fraction of the cost. In other words, they have spent your money, they have bought 2 bridges, and the Prime Minister is saying the 2 bridges are in Grenada. That is sense. Look the date of the thing on that day, on 26th of March 2024. Not me saying, they have taken your money, they have bought, and it's here. There's no reason for GBN not to go there to watch no lally, no drain. It's supposed to have been completed. That is what GBN supposed to be covering the ribbon cutting ceremony 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Should really be preserved and turned into something rather than sitting rotting. But we have procured, Mr. Speaker, 2 steel bridges at a fraction of the cost. At a fraction of the cost. At a fraction of the cost. The bridges are in fact on the island. They've been shipped, they've arrived. The designs for the abutments of the bridges are more or less completed. The bridges are in fact on the island. They've been shipped, they've arrived. At a fraction of the cost. The bridges are in fact on the island. They've been shipped, they've arrived.
Yeah, Prime Minister Grenada, lying as usual. Tell me you ain't lie. Show me the bridge. Somebody just messaged and they say had to be a card game a bridge you talking about. Can't be a real bridge. Maybe the card game bridge. Oh, you're too bad. They say had to be the card game bridge you talking about because it can't be a normal bridge that you talking about. Yeah? Folks, we're still waiting on that. We're still waiting to find out what take place there. And let me tell you, I told you all I returned to the police. Brothers and sisters, our men and women, yes, they are women too, our men and women in whichever department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, but especially the Special Services Unit. Now remember, the Special Services Unit and the RRU, Rapid Response Unit, these 2 units are units when there is something of a certain level. They are the ones that you're called to go and deal with it. An armed person, somebody with a gun, firing shot at people, and you call RRU. They are rapid response. They're going out there. Mr. Commissioner, use your good office and tell the Prime Minister that when you go in Dubai and them place, get some bulletproof vests for these people, please. Get it for them. It's 2026. Might be time to upgrade the armory too. I just saying, upgrade the armory a little bit and thing, because understanding the threats that are being met out there. And if you look to the north of us, in St. Vincent, in St. Kitts, in St. Lucia, in Dominica, you look over to the east of us, to Barbados, you look to the south of us, you look to Trinidad, and you see the kind of weaponry that the police finding on the street, and the armor-piercing rounds that they're finding criminals with out there. Don't think that Grenada getting skipped. So you must protect the men and women that are under your charge and yourself too. And know you are a good fella. And know you go ask for it. Tell the PM when he go in Dubai, because right now if you go to Dubai, you need more than a bulletproof vest. You need a bulletproof plane. Yeah, but anyhow, if you, PM, you sure you don't want to go to Dubai? They have a meeting in Dubai, and you want to go? That meeting in Dubai right now, and put in a nice high rise. Yeah, although we hear you have an apartment over there. We know how true that is. We hear the Prime Minister have an apartment over there. We don't know. We hear apartments in Barbados. We hear apartments in Dubai. We know. Me know if it's true, me know if it's not true. I just say that's why I hear. But anyhow, if it's in Dubai, if I have in Dubai, it better be insured, eh? But we don't mind if you're going on, you want to go in a high rise in Dubai because you like going over there. You're always over there. Yeah, if you want to go, you could go now. We ain't mind. Yeah. And you always going? We ain't too sure if you're not there right now because you could have gone already and get trapped over there. But we ain't know. Yeah? Anyway, let's reopen the phone lines. 14734407377. I'm going to hold off on the fish issues because there is quite a lot that I would have to play in relation to that. So I'm going to hold off on, yeah, because about 9 clips that I have in relation to that particular one. Yeah, about 9 clips I have there. So if I had started to play clips on fishing and thing, because I could play things like, I wonder if I, let me see, I think there's Petit Martinique.
Because you will be commercializing what are our natural assets, things that the good Lord has given to us, but yet we take for granted and oftentimes don't even view it as an asset. So that's an area that we intend to pursue as well, to ensure that we can not just help with the commercialization, but the finding of the markets for those things and the research and development that is required to help expand these areas. That, going back to the exporting of fresh fish, that our fishermen face significant challenge because airlift out of Grenada is a major, major challenge.
Well, right now, Mr. Prime Minister, that is when he was looking for the vote of the people in Petit Martinique. Right now, the challenge is airlift or no airlift. They can't sell the fish. You knew what were the challenges then, but now you sit down there. You, Tevin, Karine, Toes, all you sit down there. Look at shift wrong PS as much as all you want. All is the problem. And when the Grenadian people get the time, they go shuffle all you out of government. Anyway.
But we subsidize planes for tourists to come to Grenada all the time. So if we're subsidizing the planes to come to Grenada, oftentimes these planes are going back empty. We've already subsidized the planes. So one of the things we intend to do is to pursue in earnest practical arrangements both with commercial passenger airlines and cargo airlines to ensure that our fish can be exported. But it goes back to the whole question of capacity, because you see, if we are producing more, if there are more goods to export, not just fish, then it is likely that the cost of exporting and the transportation associated with it will go down, and you're in a greater position to negotiate down the price as well as to get more airlift out of Grenada. So those are some of the issues we also intend to address, because we recognize that part of the challenge facing our fishermen is the fact that essentially they do not have the ability themselves to export this fish and are depending on only 1 or 2 carriers. And again,
remember, this is the same person, you know everything about fish, but he didn't know that he was supposed to go and protect them fishermen from losing the export market totally. He know that they had trouble to get the fish from Grenada to the market. He know that they needed a fish processing plant in Grenada, and that was the top priority when they come in, that they would establish a fish processing plant. And so, yeah, all of that is back in 2022. Now in 2026, Petit Martinique people, this was he in the school in Petit Martinique talking to all you back in about May. Yes, about May of 2022, a few weeks before elections. When he come and he bamboozle, just remember that is the same individual right now that allowed the fish ban to come in place and then blaming NNP. Yeah? Coming and blame NNP. Stupidness.
the carriers will bypass us. So for example, with Amerijet, with the boom in the Guyanese economy as a result of oil and gas, Guyana has become 10 times more attractive to do business than Grenada. And that's the reality. And so we have to find ways to make ourselves more attractive by in fact producing more. And that's part of the challenge that we face. And that's where responsible government, that's where government that is responsive applies, because you have to understand what is happening in the world, understand the challenges that are going place, and not wait until the fishermen start protesting in the fish, or dumping the fish or blocking the roads before you wake up and realize that there is a problem, right? So the approach of the National Democratic Congress is to recognize, is to pay attention, and is to consult, because a lot of the challenges come about when you're not speaking with people, when you're not consulting with them, when they don't have an opportunity to tell you the challenges that they are facing.
Yes, so you went up in Petit Martinique and talked to them for them to tell you the challenges they're facing. Hurricane passed across and leveled the island. Then after that, they had to face another hurricane, which is your administration. Yeah, you knew all of that. All of that you knew before you get a vote from them. All of a sudden now, you ain't know nothing. Yeah? All of that you knew before. You knew quite a lot before, didn't you? But all of a sudden, you don't know. Eh? You don't know. Let me hear something else from them there. Let me hear. You ain't listening to the whole thing. You go here, be again.
For fishing, that the average age of fishermen is at an age where we run the risk of fishermen and fisherwomen being extinct, because we do not have sufficient young people fishing. But
I really don't know who tell he that, you know. Seriously, I was in 20, I don't know who tell him that, because I know a lot of young people fishing. I know young people that fishing in Marquis Soubise, young people that fishing in Petit Martinique, in Carriacou, in the south of the island, in St. John. I know a lot of young people. I'm talking about people under the age of 45 that fishing. So me know where you got that from, but anyhow.
This question. If I wanted to be a fisherman in Grenada, who's going to teach me to become a fisherman? Well, you may have to go and call him. There is no school, there is no training facility, there is no place in Grenada where, unless your parents or your grandparents or some family friend happen to be in the fishing industry, that you can learn to fish.
Yeah, you had all the answers in relation to fishery. All the answers in relation to fishing. Yeah, he knew everything that had to be done. But he didn't know that he was supposed to preserve the market on behalf of the fisher folk. He didn't know that. Yeah? All the answers in relation to fish. We got the open fish processing plant. Now, with the new National Party, when the new National Party says they're going to achieve something, they tell you something that is doable, that is achievable, and at the end of 5 years, if you don't see it, you can see the groundwork that has been laid for it. So if the NNP says to you, they're going to do a fish processing plant, either through the CBI, they bring in an investor who might be a co-investor along with government to do it, or they may come in and do it, or you may have some sort of arrangement through the fisheries cooperative or whatever to get it done. But you actually can always point to and say, NNP has done this or that towards achieving that particular goal. So when people like him make idiotic, nonsensical, and quite frankly dunce statements about concrete roads going all up in the bush, he doesn't understand that these were farm roads, so that the farmers would be able to get their produce out of the lands without having to jog it on the back in sack to bring up to the road, and then get donkey and so on to try and bring it down, or hope they have a old time what they call them rover and them Land Rover to be able to get into some of those places to get it, that they could easily go up, get something to go up the road and get it and come down without it getting bruised and so on. So if you have stuff for the export market, it will be export grade and quality. So if you're sending out mangoes, it ain't bruised and squeezed and all this kind of thing. That is why you have some of the roads going in the places they're going. And that was funded as farm roads. That is why you have those roads going. So to make a statement, a concrete road going all over the place, all in place, and nobody living there. And so that is because the NNP was laying the foundation for the development of agriculture. What ended up happening, in a lot of instances, people take the agricultural land, people die, children of the agricultural land, I ain't going and plant nothing there. I selling that house spot. Who a house spot? It's a 4 house spot. They are selling 4 house spot. And sell it, get one money and they done with it. As soon as the elder people close their eye. You and I know that is what happening. Because it's our road there now, so the cost that gone up. And next thing you see electricity and you see water start to come in and so on, cost of the land gone up. House spots start to sell, is no longer agricultural land. We've seen it. You know areas that you're passing through in St. David that used to be banana, or used to be spices, used to be nutmeg, used to be clove, used to be cinnamon. You know areas that you're passing right now that used to be covered in that. That is concrete, Lasha concrete house that there right now. Same thing if you're going to Paradise and Andrew, all these places. You know areas that used to be agricultural land. Lasha house that there right now. It's not the NNP government go and put it there. People own the land. Some of them die and the children sell it. Some of these children not even in Grenada. They say, watch me going back home to live and me going back to Grenada to live. I selling that. They sell it. That is what has happened. So there has to be a complete reset in the mind of Grenadians if we have to deal with agriculture on a serious level. We can't continue sitting down and saying, oh, this one to blame, that one to blame, when we is the one selling the agricultural land. And some of the same people who sell the agricultural land that their parents and grandparents leave for them and travel and go in the US and so on are the same people cussing about agriculture right now. So when the Prime Minister came in and he talked about we go take Grenlec truck and flow truck and go around and pick the fruits and all this sort of thing. There's a program that Simon Says did recently that showed what the same plant, the agro-processing plant, they say they are going and open this month. Supposed to open this month. Go and look at Simon Says and you will see what it look like. Yeah? Really a agro-processing because right now it's processing a lot of bush, vine, and them kind of thing. That way processing right now is a bush and vine factory. That is what it's processing. Not fruits and vegetables, but a lot of greens. But these are the people that are in charge of our country at this point in time. These are the people that came to us and told us, oh, they come nice.
To St. Andrew as well. The second issue is that of fishing. We intend to construct jetties and essential facilities, including lockers, storage, and ice facilities, to the individual fishing villages throughout the length and breadth of St. Andrew. We know for sure that there are none in Subies. Let
me ask a question now. Anybody, message me now. They build it? All you have the lockers and the ice facilities and so on? Because hear some fishermen catching the and to get ice and thing. All you get the ice and thing, all you have all your lockers and Maureen! All you have all your lockers and thing to get all your ice and all that kind of thing. Eh? All you have it? Yeah, let me hear.
No jetty, there's no storage facilities, there are no ice facilities. But crucially, nowhere in Grenada is there any fish processing facility. Nowhere in
And still, in 2026, there is still no fish processing facility.
Grenada is there any significant fish storage capacity. Nowhere in Grenada is there any facility that manufactures and adds value to our fish.
And remember, these are the same people, instead of adding money to the agriculture and fisheries, they reduce it by 30 million. Eh? They reduced the amount of money under agriculture and fisheries. They didn't add money to that sector.
Last night in St. David, a citizen made the point that we are exporting high-grade tuna and importing low-grade frozen chicken. And the reality is we're doing so because we, as a nation, have not invested in any fish processing plant or in any fish agro-processing plant.
And that was 2022. Has he done anything in relation to that? No.
And we feel that the Simoon Industrial Park is an ideal location
for Simoon
for us to in fact begin the process of the building and setting up of a fish processing plant to serve
So in 2022, they had the location for the fish processing plant. You know what happened since then? Fish stop get catch. And now self you have fish. We hear them talking about fish processing plant last time. The other thing where the minister come to say that he can't come. That's what they had. He said not a release to say that he had nothing to say.
To serve the needs of all of the fishermen, fisherfolk, and the citizens of St. Andrew, and by extension, the citizens of Grenada. So we will be pursuing this vigorously. We believe that
if that is vigorously, if they pursue that vigorously. So folks, by now, we are supposed to have a fish processing plant in Simon. We're supposed to have that by now, innit? This 2026, yeah, that is enough time. We're supposed to have a fish processing plant, or at least the start of a fish processing plant in Simon. All the fishermen, Subis, Marquis, etc., supposed to have lockers and so on. That they're supposed to have put lockers and storage facilities for them to store the fish, and other areas for them to get ice and so. All of that was supposed to be in place. Instead of what they're getting, more and more sea moss in the tail. Seaweed, not sea moss. More and more seaweed in the tail. That is what they're getting. Not storage facility. None of them kind of thing. All they're getting is more and more seaweed in the tail. You feel like doesn't know what they're saying when they're saying it? They does very well know what they're saying.
That in the 21st century, on the continent of Petit Martinique, we have no banking services. Not even a teller machine. I cannot understand why they cannot fix.
By the way, I have a teller machine in Petit Martinique now. I haven't been there for a while, since before the hurricane. Somebody in Petit Martinique message me. Maxon, where are they? One all message me. I want to know if I have a teller machine over there now.
You see the condition of the jetties.
Oh, you was talking about jetties, brother? I think we missed here, man. Maybe somebody else was talking. Maybe the video cut. Let me see if it's the same guy who's the MP there now was talking about jetty in 2022. I believe it's Tevin. Mr. Pinky?
Understand why they cannot fix the jetty. You see the condition of the jetties.
Well, it end up not seeing the condition of the jetty, we end up with no jetty. They now go in and do something because Cox had to stay on them and quarrel with them and talk about it, and NNP had to talk about people like Perron had to talk about it, and so, and Petit Martinique people had to make the wrongs to get down to do things in Carriacou. And they now go in and do the jetty because what? I feeling something. Election coming.
See the neglect, sisters and brothers. I cannot understand that Petit Martinique is considered one of the fishing capital of Grenada.
And what are you doing right now in relation to getting back Grenada into the good books of the United States so that we can have the fish ban removed? Up to now, me here, he say a word on it. Petit Martinique is his constituency, Petit Martinique is part of his constituency. And up to now, correct me if I'm wrong, I can't correct me because I have not heard him. If you hear him, tell me. But I have not heard him speak on behalf of the fishermen of Petit Martinique and call on his own government to get the job done. Stop the old talk and get the work done. Me hear him up to now. Maybe he was too busy cussing our police.
Much to the GDP through fishing, and yet for millions of dollars,
Oh, it's millions of dollars? Well, you have no excuse. We are hearing you. We are hearing you. Too busy heading down through Blue Bay. We are hearing you. We are hearing you.
Yeah. And contribute so much to the GDP through fishing, and yet for millions of dollars,
Yeah. And what are you doing right now to make sure that those millions of dollars coming back? We hear a word from this individual, as I say, too busy heading down through Blue and cussing police. Yes, I cuss the police.
All budget cycle after budget cycle, not more than $1 million is spent in Petit Martinique. That is worse. That is.
Brothers and sisters, ask him how much his government spending on Petit Martinique right now? Ask him a question. Yeah? Ask him that question right now. How much his government is spending on Petit Martinique? You'll be very, very, very surprised at the answer you'll get. We ain't done with fishing. We will go back to fishing tomorrow. Yeah, we ain't done with fish. We will go back to fish tomorrow. You understand? Yeah, we will go back to more fish tomorrow night. Because the time nearly done on me. I ain't going to go over the time because it makes no sense. I tell us about 9 different clips we have. We go play them tomorrow night for you. Yeah, they could go and take it down from the internet. No, we have it already. I just always tell them we have it already. Could go and take it down. Doesn't stop us. Yeah? Could go and take it down now. Right? Folks, as I close off the program tonight, I just want to let you all know you all have to continue to keep the world in your prayers. We see what's happening in the Middle East right now, and we recognize that it is extending into a broader something. Yeah? It's lives that are being lost as human beings just like us. They may have different beliefs to us. They may operate differently to us, but they are brothers and sisters in the humankind. They're human beings too. They have children that love them, mothers and fathers that miss them, yeah, husbands and wives and so on that look forward to them returning home, and some of them never do. We don't want it for ourselves, and we shouldn't want it for anybody else. So we have to continue to hope that things go a different direction over in those places. And also you have to understand that what is taking place there in relation to oil and so is, if it continues along that line, going to seriously affect us negatively. And that is at a point in time that you have an incompetent government here in office in the best place on earth. That's the thing with Grenada, you know, yin and yang. Best place on earth, worst government on earth at the same time. So the time will come when you'll have the opportunity to put a capable group of individuals who can properly deal with these challenging waters, who can properly represent Grenada and our interests on the regional and international scale, who can go out there and speak properly on behalf of the people of Grenada and get benefits on behalf of the people of Grenada, so that we can stand tall regionally and internationally as we ought to, because we are Grenadians. This is the best country on earth. Nobody could convince me differently. We have the best country on earth. We just have the worst government in the universe on the best country on earth. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being with you in everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night with more Talking Points for you. Remember again, folks, this week we have let me just pull it up quickly. This week we have the NNP Connect. That's going to be happening in Corinth, in St. David on Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. So contact your crew, get everybody together. We're heading out there in Corinth on Wednesday night for that meeting. And tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., there's that press conference that's going to be aired directly here through Talking Points. You can look here. I'm pretty sure We Noise TV will have it as well. And the NNP pages, both on YouTube and Facebook, will have it. So you can look anywhere, YouTube, Facebook, you won't find it. All right? And you can check We Noise out. You'll get it there as well. So as I said, folks, love each and every one of you. We'll be back tomorrow, God's willing, with more Talking Points for you. I am out.